Hi all, welcome to Vision Board community. So today we have another guest, Krish. So Krish can share lot of experience. What are the struggle or what are the things he learned through the career transition to the data engineering side. Recently he cracked offer letters also. So that's why I invited to Krish to sharing the experience. Krish, are you there?
Yes, Devi.
We are eagerly waiting to know about your success story.
Okay. So first of all, thank you, Devi, for
Thanks.
giving this opportunity to be in your podcast. And hello to everyone. So first, I'll introduce myself. What my background is. So I am currently into this data domain since last 4.5 years now, close to 4.5 years. So I started my journey as a data analyst. So I got a good understanding of data, how we work on data, what's data cleaning, etc. How the flow is there when we get the raw data, what we do with the data, and how we get the useful insights from the data. So my journey started as a data analyst, and then gradually I wanted to have my career under cloud domain, and I was very much what you can say I was very much having that interest in Databricks. I was very much interested in learning Databricks, working on Azure cloud, and so then I started my journey. Got access of different things from this course. I got many got to learn many things from the course, and got my basics clear. First of all, it was main for me to understand what I'm doing. So the first thing which I'll suggest everyone who is into this journey and trying to get a job in data engineering is try to understand the basics, what we are doing and why we are doing, rather than just simply solving some questions getting from online platform. That will help in interview, but I believe you should get your basics done first.
Exactly.
So yeah, so my focus was to get the basics clear first, and then I can look for the difficult questions and all. So yeah, it took me some time first to understand. It was difficult initially to crack the interviews because I completed like 4 years in my previous company. So since 4 years I didn't give any interviews and all. So
Oh, that is also one difficult portion, right? Suddenly you are given the interviews.
So getting again into that zone of giving interviews and all, it was a bit difficult. But again, with time, you get to know things and you become confident as you start giving interviews, and you realize that it wasn't that difficult which you were thinking. So sometimes I've seen people, even I myself, before interview, I feel like should I give or let it be? I'll try next time. But you should give, whichever company it is, even small companies, big companies, you should give interview, okay, and you shouldn't be worried about getting judged. So it's like it's learning for you. How many interviews we give, it's learning for us what to do. So yeah, I started giving interviews. I got to know what questions they ask, and first and foremost thing I believe what companies look at is your confidence, how well you are while you explain things. So it's not necessary you know everything, but if you know even little, how good you are in explaining that is what companies look at, and they want people who are confident. And we are the, what we can say, we are kind of face of the company, so they definitely want people which are like good while they explain things. They have like good knowledge, definitely that's important, but basically the confidence, they definitely look at the confidence what we are
Exactly.
trying to
But
explain.
I think confidence will be leads to, right? When you giving an answer, they will be analyzing you as the way of the like and explain the things. So
Correct.
confidence playing a why, but the confidence will not become while practice, right? While you can also understand, right? While practicing only, the confidence will be comes into the picture.
Correct, yeah. So for first interview, maybe you will be very much scared and your hands will shake what to do, what to say. But like second, third interviews, you will be like very much confident, and that's the foremost thing, very much important. And so like for my journey, I started with like learning Azure basics, learning cloud fundamentals and all, and then I shifted learning to SQL, Python basics, SQL basics, and then shifted to Databricks. Started learning what is Databricks, basically why we use Databricks, what is Spark architecture, and
Mm.
certain transformations, what we do, why we do certain transformation, how do we optimize and all. So for me, it was very important, and it was very much beneficial for me that I gave enough time in clearing my basics, and after that, it was very much easy to understand the concept. So
Mm.
I'll suggest people not to get scared if you don't know certain things at first go. Like you are attending a session, let's say, and you don't understand, it's completely fine. You can take some time, you can learn, try to analyze things from yourself, get different, you'll get lot of information online. You can search what the thing is, what that term means. Gradually we'll get to know what we are teaching. So maybe there are students who may not understand at the first session that what is being taught, and they get scared. That's completely fine. It's story with everyone, was for me and with everyone. So with time you'll gain the confidence. Focus on basics, and that's it. SQL, Python, and Spark, it's enough to crack any jobs. Cloud fundamentals. And one more thing, people should do certifications if they get time, because that's what shows the visibility what you know. So it's kind of
Exactly.
proof for the company that you have the talent and you know what to do. That's kind of a proof. So it's better.
Mm.
Also, people should yeah, try to connect people on LinkedIn more. The good If your profile is very good on LinkedIn, it's definitely a plus. So yeah, focus on your basics, be confident, and try to build your LinkedIn well. And definitely you can crack any interview. It's
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because LinkedIn also playing a vital role when you attending the interviews. Normally, recruiters will be check your resume. If the resume is okay, they will be go through the LinkedIn and they will be checking about your background. Then only they will be scheduling. So this is the procedure at this moment.
correct.
I think majority of the people are not given importance on the LinkedIn. So they
Correct.
are randomly creating the resume and not care about the link. But this is not a way. Resume you need to build, then go to the LinkedIn optimization. Then obviously every day you will be getting like a lot of call. And Krish, like when you attending like an interviews, what are the question you faced a lot in the interview sections?
Yeah, so mostly since we are from technical side, first interview that we give is the technical interview, and which is very much important. So
Okay.
SQL basics is important, like window function, top three employees from a specific department. You
Uh,
Same question is being asked in you need to solve in SQL. You can solve it in PySpark as well.
Spark also. Okay, okay.
These basic questions which you can definitely get online, the sources you can get is there
Hmm.
are questions, and that can be repeated in multiple companies as well. So there is no like big thing that a certain company is asking certain questions. It are like common questions are asked. So
Hmm.
basics you can learn of SQL, of PySpark, and then they can definitely ask about the theories as well. If you are kind of applying for some senior position, like what are regarding the Spark architecture and all, and basic questions were asked on the ADF, like different types of trigger. First and foremost, important thing was your project explanation. That
Hmm.
the interview will revolve around. So you should be saying what you know. Okay, if you start saying things that you don't know, the questions will come from that only. So definitely
Okay.
you should first of all you should prepare your project explanation. That
Hmm.
is where the whole interview will revolve around.
Hmm.
So yeah, ADF they'll ask about triggers and pipelines, activities that you used, in what transformations were done in Databricks, uh, why data frames, why RDD,
Hmm.
or what's the difference. Yeah, those questions would be
They are asking.
the technical end. Yeah.
Uh-huh, okay. And regarding like how many rounds normally interviews have when you attending some companies, right? How many rounds is there?
So basically, three rounds would be there in
Oh,
most of the companies. First would be the technical round, there where they'll analyze your technical skills, what all things you have mentioned in your resume. They'll analyze all the skills which are relevant to data engineering, and based on that, you'll get the chance for the second round, which will be the managerial round. So
okay.
in the manager round, mostly it would be more about the how you approach the things, not about the technical terms. They won't tell you to write any codes or something, but how you approach certain problems, or how do you solve certain problems. Have you ever faced certain things in your past project and all, certain
Hmm.
type of question. And if certain things come, what will you do? They'll try to understand how do you approach problem, like do you get scared, or how do you approach, do you ask your senior, do you try to resolve it yourself. It basically is more about the concept. Mostly manager takes the second round, managerial round. So it is based on the concept, and the third round is HR discussion, where
Oh,
we discuss about your location and your salary and all. So
okay.
most important is first round. If you clear that, there are more chances you'll clear the next round. Yes.
Okay. And one more question, Krish. How many companies you cracked actually while journey? How many rejections you faced?
Yeah, so I would say first of all, when I started giving interviews, maybe two or three companies I gave interview and didn't receive any callbacks. So I
Oh,
was little bit worried what happened. But after
mm,
that, I focused on learning more, and after that, whichever interview I gave, everything I cleared. I
okay.
cleared three MNCs I cleared,
Mm,
and I was getting like more than 100% hike from all of the companies, and then
mm.
I to go into one company. So yeah,
Okay.
mainly got three major offers from the three MNCs.
Okay. I think while when you focusing, right, focused way of learning definitely leads to the offer letter. So some people are always calling me, Devi, I'm not getting the call, I'm not getting the offer letter. But I'm just suggesting them patiently you can attend, build your resume, build your LinkedIn, apply all your in the network or whatever the job you are getting. Then automatically, even Naukri, LinkedIn, every algorithm will be work like that.
Yeah,
Right?
Naukri LinkedIn definitely helps. I got many calls from Naukri as well. So
Uh,
it is where majorly people try to find jobs, like even the recruiters and the one which are finding. So
uh.
Naukri is the best platform.
But
So
actually people will not be aware about how to optimize, right, how to build the LinkedIn. So this is the main gap actually main people are facing. So
correct.
when we fix that issue, definitely everyone getting a lot of, I think you can easily understand, right, that much of opportunities are available in the market.
So once you get into it, once you start getting calls, you understand there are many opportunities, and
uh
I
yeah.
I I'd like people to help each other out here, because like definitely you must be having knowledge about what you do, but if you don't have connections, or if you are not applying frequently on LinkedIn, Naukri, you won't really get calls if your profile is not that strong. Also,
Mm.
referrals are the best ways. If you have people around in the companies, referrals works the best, because
Mm.
they are given priority definitely over the regular people. So referral
Exactly.
definitely helps.
Because when you're applying only, your profile will be on the top of every day. So recruiters will be picking from the top only. That is the people are missing.
Correct, correct. Yeah,
And the referrals also. Krish, I think referrals also playing a vital role in cracking the interviews, like in good companies.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
referral is a very important role. So you should definitely make contacts through LinkedIn, build connections and all that would definitely help.
Yes. And one more thing, Krish, for example, when you attending an interviews, I think first of all, they will be releasing like a 30 to 40 percentage hike only, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you, is it right, or and what was in normally in the community when the people are telling like that? So I will ask them to attend multiple companies, then negotiate. That is the
Correct.
only option. So do you face these kind of issues?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So first of all, when you are not holding any offer, they won't really give you direct big offer and all, and they'll certainly ask you that are you holding any offer letters? So we are not holding any offer letters. They understand that you don't have any offer, so they'll try to give the offer which is into their budget and all. And this definitely depends with the interview how you have given. So if your interview went very well, and the range which you are asking for is in like good range it is, and they are able to give, then they can definitely give you 100% hike on the first interview as well. But depends on your interview experience which you have, and
Mm.
offer which you are asking for. But generally it's like 30-40% they give you hike, and then you can give multiple interviews and you can get the better offer as well. You can count.
Oh.
So definitely they have the budget to give you more. You can
Mm.
definitely count it.
Got it, Krish. And one more thing, Krish, any other suggestions or any other advice you want to give to the people who are watching, who are really struggling to without cracking the offer letters and all, how effectively or anything, whatever from your mind, you can tell them.
Okay. So I think what my journey was, what I faced, similar journey would be of everyone, that they don't get calls and they get disappointed. Definitely it happens. But I think we should focus on every small step that we do. For example, we didn't get the call. We should try to analyze why we didn't get the call. So maybe our we are not applying very well. Maybe our resume is not well. So one most important thing which I learned about resume was, we shouldn't be putting everything that we did into the resume. Okay, what is relevant, and we should keep it very short. It's not that if we write big paragraph they'll be impressed by the resume. No, you can keep, even you can keep in short what all things you did, and if they want to really, they want to really have you on the interview call, they'll definitely call you. So keep it very short, your resume, keep it very small, and just keep the important things over there. And whenever we try to make resume, we try to put some numbers, this much optimization, 25% time saved and all. So we should put the such numbers only when we have actually done that, or we can confidently explain what we have done. Or else, like, just getting a template from online and editing that won't help. So keep your resume very small, crisp, and on point. That will definitely help you get calls. Get your certifications, that will definitely help. Try building your LinkedIn and Naukri. Naukri is also one of the great platform. You will get many calls from there. Try building Naukri as well, and focus on your basics. That is what is very much important, which is needed. Just focus on your SQL basics, your Python basics. Try to understand Spark architecture, how Spark is working at the backend, like how is everything working inside it, what is cluster, everything regarding the basics. And then you can get your interview questions from any of the source. Those are available. Even you must be having that PDF for interview questions. You can get the interview questions done, and it would be easy. And try giving more interviews. That's important. Small company, big company, try to give interviews. That will definitely help you. So that.
Oh, yeah, I think this will be work for everyone also, Krish. So, thanks for your time and sharing this much of information. I believe this podcast would be definitely the people who are coming or transition or to the data engineering side. At least they are data analyst to data engineer, or I think data engineer will be more popular, right? I think better opportunities will be there.
Yes.
So this podcast is definitely help you for them. So thank you, Krish. Thanks for your time also, and all the best for your new job.
Thank you so much, Devi. I'm very much grateful to have got this chance to have on be in your podcast. Wishing you the same.
Thank you, Krish.